Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Met Graphics here, and today guys I'm going to be showing you how to design the church flyer, and I'm going to be trying my best to show you how I basically create my backgrounds using Photoshop CC22. So without further ado guys, let's get started and let's start designing. So first of all, we're going to head into Photoshop, and what you want to do is to head over to New File. And then for the size I'll be going with, based on the fact that this design is going on Instagram, I'm going to be using a 2000 by 2000 resolution for my size, an RGB color, a 300 resolution, and I'll leave the remaining settings at the same values. Okay, so now we have our empty canvas here, and we are going to be turning this empty canvas to a church flyer. So it's going to actually be a gradual process. I walk you guys with a step on starting the design and how to come up with this kind of design. So let's just do that quickly. Okay, so this church flyer design is centered on a priest theme. It's centered on a priest theme. I decided to make it centered on a priest theme. So we're actually going to be making that known in this design. So first of all, let me be adding the first image that I'll be using as my primary background. So we have this image right here. Okay, I have to wait for that to load. And what I need to do is I need to expand this using my transform controls. Okay, so now that I have my image placed, I want to drag it to this area. Look, I think this is okay. And then what I want to do is that I want to composition different components or different images in this flyer. There are different things that actually builds up a beautiful flyer. There are different things that actually makes up an excellent flyer. One of the things is that your text has to be legible, very, very legible. You don't want people struggling to read the text that you have placed in your flyer. You have to make sure that the images that they're using for your flyer projects are very, very clear. You have to make sure that you are using the correct images to pass the correct message, because you don't want to have your team say a different thing and then the image you're using for your flyer saying a different thing. So that's what I'm actually trying to cover today in the aspect of church flyer designs. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing some images that will be driving the message of what I want to pass today. So first of all, I'll be placing the image of this guy who is playing the talking drums. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to actually use my magic wand tool to remove the background around this image. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to rasterize this image, and then I'm going to apply the layer mask to the image. Okay. So now we have this right here. And then what I want to do is I want to reduce this image a little bit. Okay. I think this is okay. And then what I want to do to this image is I want to head over to my blend mode or my blending mode, and I want to set this particular blend mode of this layer to luminosity. Okay, so now we have it set to luminosity. I want to drag my eraser tool, and then I want to fade the lower part of this image. Okay, I just want to fade it a little bit. I want some parts of the drum to show. Okay, I think this is what I intended doing. So I think I'm okay with this. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to be adding is, like I said, I'll be adding more images to actually make this flyer look, to pass out the information that I'm trying to get across. So let me add another image to complement this. Okay. So do want to remember, guys, that every image that I'll be using for this project can be found in the description below. Okay, the reason why I actually use this image was this one was actually retouched. And luckily for us, we are living in a world whereby we can achieve almost everything using AI. And this to show you how far we've come in design, whereby we can actually use AI to make our designs look nicer, to make our image look clearer. So I actually retouched this image using Remini. Remini.com. This is not an advert for Remini, but Remini is one of the apps I actually use to brighten my images when I'm feeling lazy to do it on Photoshop. So it's a very, very useful app that you can get on your phone. It helps you brighten your images and give you that clearer and perfect images for your designs. Like I said, always make sure you're using high quality images for your designs. Don't use blurry images for your designs. It makes your designs look unprofessional. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do for this image is I want to head over to image and I'll head over to adjustment. And what I want to do is I want to desaturate this image. In common terms, I want to make this image black and white. So let me just head over to black and white. And then nothing too special about the settings. I'll just go with the preset settings on this effect layer. And then I'll head over to OK. And then what I want to do is I want to adjust this image. And then I'm also going to adjust this one a little bit. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just to increase this image. Okay. And once I'm done increasing it, I want to head over to my blending mode. And for the blending mode for this particular image, I'm going to be using color dodge. I'm going to be using color dodge for this. And then I'm going to be reducing my fill to, let me check 50. So this is not a, okay, I think I'll be going with 50. I think I'll be going with 50. So this is actually a guess. This is actually a guess. I didn't actually have a pre-thought value to use. So this is actually a guess, but I think this is actually looking very, very nice. So I think I'm going with this. And then I want to rasterize this layer. And the reason why I actually rasterize my layers before cleaning them is that I cannot edit them in a vector format, or I cannot edit them as smart objects. We actually call them smart objects in Photoshop. So I can't edit it as a smart object. So to be able to edit it, I have to transform it to a raster image. So that's the meaning of rasterize. Okay. So we now have this second background here. And what you actually notice about these two backgrounds is that both of them are talking about praise. We have the lady dancing in the background, and we have the guy who is playing the talking drum. So, okay. I don't really want to bore you guys with too much talk on this design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my eraser, and then I'm going to clean up the lower parts of this image. And then the part that also shows on the image of the guy. Okay. So now we have these wonderful backgrounds right here. And that's not actually the end of the stuffs we are doing on the background. Like, I really wanted to have a lot of images on this background, but I can go with a few. Okay, so we now have this right here, and the final thing I want to do is I want to add the third background to this design. So let me add that quickly. So, okay. I want to flip this and then expand it using my transform controls. Okay, so I actually just want to do the same the same stuff that I did, the same stuff that I basically did on the previous image. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to desaturate this. Head over to image, adjustments, black and white. And then for my blending mode, I'm going to be using luminosity. I'm going to be using luminosity. And then I'm going to rasterize this. And then I'm going to remove the top layer. Okay, and then some parts of this area. Okay. And then I want to take this down and reduce my fill to 40. So the reason why I'm doing this is that I want to make sure that my image has a certain level of blending. So at one image doesn't look too noisy than the other, rather than this my primary image I have here. But I don't want the image begging for more information or begging for more attention than the write-up or than the important elements. And the principle of design that has to do with that is actually contrast and also hierarchy when it comes to text, because we are trying to give more importance to things that actually matters in the design. So I think I'm done with the background right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding the image of the pastor for this flyer. And funny enough, I'm not actually creating this design with any theme in mind. So these are all stock images and some images I actually got from online, from the online space. So this is not actually something that is well thought out, but I'm going to try my best to make this tutorial as exciting as usual. But funny enough, this my image doesn't look like it's blending to what I have in mind, but I have to make it okay. I think this positioning is okay. And then I also want to add in the name of the church. So don't mind how I'm actually starting my design. I think I'm starting my design in no particular order. So I'm not really following a particular guideline in the way I'm adding my different elements. Okay, so I'm actually adding the name of the church. And I'll be using Mid Outer Sans for my font name. Okay. Okay, Kingdom Assembly Pentecostal Church. Kingdom Assembly Pentecostal Church. So all the details I'll be using for this church are not actually real details. They are not actually real details. Okay, so let me change this logo color to white. So remember to group your layers. Okay, so we have the logo. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type in my theme. So for my theme, I'll be going with praise first. Okay. So I want to increase this. So we have praise first. And that's actually short form for praise festival. But I think let me just use praise first. Okay. So when talking about making your text legible, you have to make sure that your tracking and your kenning, your letters are not too clumped up close together. You have to make sure that you are able to put in ample space for your text. I think this is okay. So we have praise first. Okay, so we have praise first. And okay, let's zoom in. And okay, so I'm going to type in presence right here. And for this, I'm going to be changing the font to autograph. Okay. So let me reduce it a little bit. Okay. So okay, I think this is okay. Okay, so I want to expand this. Okay, I think let me go with 10. Okay, I hope that's not too much. Okay, I think this is okay. I think this is okay. It's not that bad. So we have Kingdom Assembly Pentecostal Church presents priest first. Presents priest first. Okay. So I think we are getting very, very close to what we are trying to actually project. So okay. So what I want to do is I want to add a preset style to this my text effect. So I've already created a preset style on this on the text effect that I want to use. And I think I've already created a video on how to create styles or gradients or using blending options to create different styles for your theme. I think I have a video of that. I'm going to try my best to drop a link of that video. It's actually one of the oldest videos that I've made on how to create styles and also on how to create different effects for your background. So I'm going to, for your test, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to drop a link that will lead you guys to that video. So now, the thing I want to do is I want to head over to this test and I'll head over to my window and I'll head over to styles. And then there are different preset styles on Photoshop. There are lots of them, but I'm going to be using the one I actually created, which is this. So we have this praise first, but I'm actually going to do some adjustments to this because I think the bevel and emboss is a little bit too much on this test. So I'm just going to do a little bit of adjustment. Okay. Just a little bit of adjustment. Okay. I think this is okay. The next thing is I'm going to add the featuring. Okay. So let me change the font name. Okay. So Control T, and then I'm going to reduce this. I think I should use all caps for this. Okay. So you have this here. Praise and worship like never before. World healing signs and wonders, which is the regular thing you expect from a program like this. So let me just round it up. So let me place in this. Rasterize, and then I'm going to apply the layer max. And okay, I'm going to reduce this. Okay. And then I'm going to head over to blending options, and then head over to color overlay. And then I'm going to select the color from my theme. Okay. I think this is okay. And then I'm going to zoom in, and I'll add in the date and the time. So let me check. I think the last Sunday of May is actually on the 26th. So let me just stick with that. So actually, let me change this font to mid outer sans. Okay. So I'm going to reduce this. Okay. Eight p.m. Sorry, 8 a.m. Sorry. That was actually a mistake. So 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Okay. So I'm going to create a contrast in this write-ups by using a yellow color for the sign. Okay. And then I'm going to drag this and then group this together. And then I'm going to name this date and time. Okay. So let me reduce this. Okay, so we have this, we're almost done with this. So I think it's just adding the address of the church. So let me just adjust this logo a little bit. And then I'm going to duplicate this and then bring it to this point. Okay, let me just say right here. Okay, so let me reduce this. Okay. Okay, so guys, do well to remember all the points I actually noted out in this design. First of all, I told you guys to make sure that you are using very, very clear images to make sure that your text is very, very legible, and also to make sure that everything you are using in your design is actually very, very clear. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to duplicate this layer, and then I'll remove the drop shadow on the second layer. So let me call it second theme. So I'll remove the background from this one, and I'm going to convert it to a smart object. So now what I want to do is I want to head over to my blending mode, and I'll set this layer as screen. Okay. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to head over to filter and blur and motion blur. And then I want to just adjust this. So okay. So that's a little bit fuzzy to the eyes. I'm just trying to look for a way to create a lighting effect on this text, but I just have to reduce the effect. Okay. This is not that bad. This is not actually looking that bad, but I just wanted to add that lighting effect. But I think I'm going to be checking. Okay, overlay, soft light. Okay, let me go with hard light. I think hard light looks better. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comment section. But I really feel hard light looks better in this. What do you guys think? I feel hard light looks good because it will complement the effect. There's the effect I want to add. But before I get on with that, I want to group my layers. I want to group my layers and okay, so this is featuring. Let me just put this together with the theme. Okay. So I want to group this. So I'll name this theme. And then what I want to do is I want to select all these layers. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to hit Ctrl T on my keyboard to activate the transform controls. And then what I want to do is I want to right click on this and head over to skew. And I really want to just skew my text a little bit, nothing too crazy. Okay, I think I think 4.0, the angle 4.0 is not that bad. So I'm going to go with that. So you mustn't skew your write up like this, but this is more personal. This is more personal for me because I actually enjoy my write-ups being this way. Don't ask me why, because I don't actually know why. I just actually enjoy my designs being this way. And it has gotten to actually be a part of me, a part of my signature in designs, whereby once you see any design that is cute, you actually know that is actually a design done by me. But I feel I'm just trying to improve the aesthetics of the designs by doing this. But if you are not cool with that, you can just leave your own design like that. I think I've actually achieved what I wanted to achieve in the design. So this is just an added stuff that you can actually do. Okay, so we have our image of our pastor. I don't know, but I think I'm going to blend in the colors of my background to the image of the pastor. And what you actually need to know when you're designing is that to actually blend the image of your background to the image you are using, what you want to do is that you want to head over to your background image, and we want to head over to your keyboard and hit Ctrl J to duplicate. And once you duplicate that, you want to take this new layer to the top of your image file and then right click, create clipping marks, and then head over to overlay on your blending modes. And once you head over to overlay, you can actually now adjust this. And as you can see, the image of our pastor is actually blended with our background. It doesn't look that off again. Yes, it doesn't look that off again. It doesn't look that off again. So I think this is actually nice. And our design is actually looking cool. Our design is actually looking cool. So before we call this a night, I want to just adjust my images in the background. Okay, so let me increase this. Okay. And I don't know whether I should add in the name of the pastor. Like, I don't want to mess up with the vibe of this design. But let me just add the name of the pastor here. And then finally, I'll be adding my overlay background to actually sediment this design. So, okay, but first of all, let me reduce this a little bit. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to place in my overlay background. Place. Okay. Okay, let me take this. Okay, so I'm going to take this to the top. And then I want to head over to my blending mode and I'll go with screen. I'll go with screen. So this is actually an overlay background, or you can call it light bokeh background. So I actually downloaded this to actually used to give my designs some little lighting effect to actually make the design look nice. So I think I'm happy with what we've been able to create. So there are some things I actually did in this video that is actually optional. You can decide with having your original color like this, or you can decide with adding an extra lighting spice to it. So it all depends on you and what works best for you. You can also try your best to tone it down if you want, or to actually remove it completely. So at this point, most of the decisions I made are actually optional. So you mustn't follow with these ones that I made. So it's actually optional. But the next thing I want to do is I want to select all my layers, and what I want to do is I want to hit Ctrl J on my keyboard and then Ctrl E to merge, and I'm going to actually crop this. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to convert this to a smart object, and then head over to camera raw to add some effects to this design. So let me just do that quickly. Okay, so we have our camera raw filter right here. So pay attention to what I'm going to be doing for this design. But most times what you're actually going to be doing in your own design is actually best known to you. So for this, what I want to do is I want to increase my sharpening to 70. Okay, increase my sharpening to 70, and okay, and then basic, I want to increase my clarity to 20 to actually give it much more effect, and then I want to increase my texture to 20. Okay, so you can see that each effect we use on the camera actually affects how our image ends up looking. And then the final thing I want to do is I want to head over to effects. So I'm going to increase the green to 20, and everything looks amazing. Everything looks amazing. But the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually increase the vignetting a little bit to -10. So I'm actually okay with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to OK. And we have our design looking like this. And I really am excited with what we've been able to create. And I would love to get feedback from you guys based on what you guys enjoyed in this video and the important design principles I mentioned, because I did mention a lot, but I mentioned a whole lot of them. So this is what it takes to design an amazing church flyer. So thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for staying to the end of this video. By God's grace, I'm back to creating videos, and I promise to be churning out graphic design tutorials back to back. So thank you guys for sticking with Mez Graphics. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your comments and for your feedbacks on our videos. So without further ado, guys, Mez Graphics out. See you guys in my next video.